In this episode, you are about to learn three key secrets to create a powerful work life balance. This is a podcast helping service based entrepreneurs manage emotions, reduce stress, and regain clarity so you can build a business that embodies work life balance. In today's episode, you'll discover how to be extremely productive and feel good about working less, the key ingredient to preventing burnout, and when to take care of your other responsibilities that are not directly related to your service and business. So, honestly, let's hop right into it. To preface, I do want to share something that is on my heart, and that is the fact that I was walking in Burr Pond yesterday and my dog passed away, a 9-year-old golden retriever. I carried her on my shoulders like a sandbag for 30 minutes. She's probably 90 pounds or so. She wasn't in pain. My girlfriend was walking behind with my other golden retriever. She was happy. My dog, her eyes were open. But, before we get scientific or anything like that, I just want to say human to human that it's okay to feel. Whatever it is in your life, whatever's on your heart, it's okay to feel. So, thank you. Thank you. So, number one, for the three secrets of a service based entrepreneur that create work life balance, time blocking 3 hours plus your main priority. Now, listen, there are going to be different seasons in your life where you can literally just say business is your priority, right? And then you need to be organized so that when you are a bit broad and you just time block business as your 3 hour priority, you're clear on what's the most key lever within business to focus on, right? Have you ever seen that analogy where I don't know if it was Jim Ron, but they have a jar, right? And if you put all the small granular sand pebbles from the beach into the jar and then you put the big rocks in the jar, you can't fit all the big rocks. But if you put all the big rocks in the jar first and then the sand after, you can get a lot of big rocks and all the sand that you needed to get in. So the moral of the story here is that you need to prioritize your big rocks early in the day rather than the sand first. Because if your day is that jar and business is the big rock for you, if you do gym and you do all the small little things before you focus on your big rocks, then you're going to see you don't have the space, the energy, the fuel. But if you act intelligently and start to understand, wait, I've noticed this theme in my life, then you can get the most out of your days where you fully juice the lemon, which is yourself. And that means that you enjoy business, you enjoy your working out, you enjoy your hikes, you enjoy the fact that change is the only thing that is real. You cannot step into the same river twice. And hence, starting this podcast with the fact that my dog passed away yesterday, it's just something that I do need to talk about, right? And there's a way to feel what you need to feel so that you can speak clearly, even in relationship to situations which, of course, right? The dog's with me for 9 years. When I was 16, I got that dog. I'm 25 now. My life has completely changed. I needed that dog to help make me strong. That dog was so much more a human than a dog. Wow. So, number two, here we are, hiking after work. Now, when I say this, you can already start to see a theme, right? Which is the big rocks first. And I'm not saying business is your priority, right? Let's say that you're a high schooler. Maybe school's your priority. Maybe sport or football's your priority. But then when you time block those 3 hours before we get into number two, you time block those 3 hours, then you can do your maintenance task. You can do your cleaning task. You can work on fun projects, because you've at least done the thing, which is probably paying for your bills or whatever. So hiking after work, this is one of those things where It's wild what death does to your life. It helps you put things into perspective. But I remember in my past, um, really being so obsessed over my tunnel vision, right? For example, I'm building a business and then I would have a certain business idea come across specific information or content. And then I would like get so like, I need to do this right now. I need to build this thing right now. And then realizing, wait, just have systems for organization that keep you sane so you can write down your ideas without like over obsessing over what doesn't matter, right? Especially with my dog, this thing that is very real in my life and my heart right now. Um, Understanding what is actually meaningful in your life, like from the bottom of your heart. And a lot of us, why do we build businesses? Hi, bud. Hi, bud. He's in here with me. He might want to leave, but I'll let you out in a few minutes. Essentially, just learning to see what we really care about, right? And wealth and freedom is one of those things that grants you leisure. When you have leisure, you can feel. So, of course, we're here to be productive and to create a work life balance, but what is that all about, right? It's about feeling deeper, letting your natural awareness expand, your heart open up so that you can notice when you're thinking, notice when you're making life complicated. You know, the personal world that very much matters. We live in a dual world, but at the same time, we all are one. Like, on the realest, simplest level, you and I are the same thing. And the point, the meaning in life is to start to wake up to see that we all are one and to let that wisdom and intelligence create change in our hearts and our behavior so that how we show up in this world is beautiful, so that it's caring, compassionate, in line with the essence of creation. And these are just sort of the facts of the situation. It's okay to feel, it's okay to be sentimental, emotional, because life has that too. But at the same time, we do have to tap into the fact that we're aware of ourselves, right? So we're more so like the sky and not the clouds. And our memories, our biases, our personal matters, our personal content, our goals, right? Our ambition, all of that is the clouds. That's not what we are. We're the sky. And when we truly start to wake up to see this, then you can have space to not be so reactive, space to reflect, space to be honest with yourself and to feel deeper so that your awareness expands and humanity's course changes. I mean, the destiny, it's already written, but you can feel it when you have it on your heart. If you're honest with yourself, you can really feel when there's a drive to do something beyond the dual world, but to, you know, let the seas part, if you will. And so the beauty in hiking after work, right? It's an action that irrefutably is going to help you zoom out. My dog, right? My business, my girlfriend, my money, the things that we think we own. But who is it that owns things, right? And when I'm saying this, I'm being very upfront with you. Like, you do need to own things. You probably will benefit by having healthy relationships, by not being isolated. Um, but at the same time, you do need to let this whole world communicate to you that you're both alone and not alone. And hiking after work is a beautiful action that it right? When you do business, you're in business mode, if you will, right? You're employing knowledge, using information, maybe working with a team, employing specific systems. So that means that this is a knowledge game, a lot of life. We're using knowledge. But when you go on a hike, you can watch your mind, that space expand. You can feel the content being observed. You can feel that you're not so much in the content, in that narrow tunnel vision, looking through a zoomed in scope, but actually you can start to see how much is moving around you, how much you feel, right? Simultaneously, like the dog on my neck, the crunch of the leaves, the crunch of the snow, my heels and my toes on the ground, my ribs and my body stretching. et cetera, et cetera. All of that, you can feel it. And when you feel deeper, that awareness teaches you. You can truly start to learn and expand what you are and how you move through this life and not climb the frequencies. There's not a higher and lower, but at the same time, you can feel when the frequencies, the vibrations within you, the human being that you are energetically, you can feel when that changes. And it's beautiful. So, number 3, prioritizing home orderliness, nutrition, and awareness, right? Because number 1, we have execution with business, make money, you know, provide for your family, pay your bills, shelter, necessary, do work that you love. We'll talk more about that in future episodes. Hiking after work, right? It's balance, it's the zooming out. Then we have prioritizing home orderliness, nutrition, and awareness. As in, this is like bringing it all together. You zoom in, business, you zoom out, hike. This is like the neutrality, the orderliness, the nutrition, the sleep. I didn't write sleep here, but still, in the awareness. Because energetically, especially if you have a service-based business, your energy is the root to how people feel about your service. And a lot of what I've seen in the greatest businesses is there's so much more about retention than growth. And then they grow naturally because the people who come across their business stay. And then they get referrals because they tell others, because the energy behind the service is so pure or clear or sharp or intentional or just free, abundant. There's a lot of words, right? Don't grip onto any specific word here. But the essence, this is really feeling beautiful. I needed to create this. I needed to share a bit. And how do you do that, right? Prioritizing home orderliness. Number 1, I can actually create a document for you guys, but there's a planner that I don't even know. Oh, it's right under here. It's called the 333 planner, and that's where you get the first step from. Number 1 is and when I say home orderliness, it also has to do with business orderliness. So you have your planner, but then you have a few maintenance tasks, and then you have a few spontaneous or random tasks like cleaning, right? So prioritizing home orderliness is this essence of, I don't need to tell you to do this, but like just recently, I opened up all the drawers like 2 days ago and these are the last drawers in my house that haven't been filtered. Like every other room in my house has been ripped apart and restructured. And I highly recommend doing something like that. Please don't overwhelm yourself though. Start with one closet, one drawer, one room, maybe just, like your bathroom cabinet, even if it's just 2 shelves out of 4. You know what I mean? Just get some momentum going. This isn't something you need to think about in terms of making your house clean. Just look for things that aren't absolutely organized. Look for things that you have that you probably haven't used in years, right? If you have a room full of things that you don't use frequently, unless they're very specified, you probably don't need them, right? Give them away, sell them. That's part of home orderliness, is just having that structural breakdown, opening things up, cleaning up, stating the facts of what's there, stating the fact my dog isn't here. And you know what? I have to do that for my own sanity. Like, I'm not trying to be dramatic. I think you can feel that I don't have much energy for drama in me, but just being extremely precise with you guys because I care. Care about me, I care about you guys. Prioritizing home orderliness. What else, right? Clean, vacuum, dust. Very simple. You don't need me to tell you this. But making sure that your rooms are sharp. Like you see behind me, I enjoy this. Making sure that you have some beauty in your house. And don't force that, right? But maybe you just get one little nugget from this video, one little idea. Maybe it's the artificial plants or something like this. Check this thing out right here, right? I didn't pay like a lot of money for that. You know what I mean? So this is doable wherever you're at. Just add an ounce of beauty, maybe to the bathroom. Add some things, sticks that sit in essential oils so it smells better, right? Fine details. I digress. Overall, what we're talking about also here with the balance aspect of this message is nutrition and awareness. So the nutrition is essentially consuming your body weight in grams of protein on a daily basis. and you want to consume eggs or beef or shrimp with a intention that you're purchasing the m- most well treated animals out there. I know maybe not all of you have the funds, and we're gonna create the wealth together, so don't worry about that. But just to start, right? Like there's a massive difference between open range, free range chickens and eggs purchased from a sort of small factory farming situation. You know what I mean? The quality of that egg is going to be different. And therefore, what you consume, it does affect the cells that you create also with your mind. So, third, the awareness. And what I mean by the awareness is there are a few thoughts I had yesterday. For example, when my dog, she kinda stopped. Well, the first thing that happened is we were 22 minutes into the walk, we were using a stopwatch because we had to be somewhere afterwards, and that didn't happen. But, at that point, I was carrying her a certain way, and I was kinda tired, so I sat down, and we were in the sun, and later in the day, I noticed myself after I knew she passed away, her spirit left her body literally when my hand was under her head. I could just feel it. You could see it too, the spirit leave the body. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but it's, wow, wow. And from there, I noticed myself having a thought of, "Oh, should I have," but I didn't have the foresight. I actually wanted to get her out, get her home to the vet or whatever to see, because I had a feeling something wasn't right, but I didn't know it was like this. And then later in that day, I noticed I had a thought of the nature, like, "Oh, I should have just been smart enough to sit there in the sun with her and let her pass away as I was hugging her, not moving for like 20, 25 minutes." But how am you know what I mean? So the awareness is seeing that that's a thought right there. And that the fact is I noticed that thought. And if I were to go down the spiral of, oh man, self-pity, I should have known this, that's terribly unhealthy. That's useless. And what I'm saying is it was absolutely beautiful. Like the dog didn't suffer, didn't cry, wasn't in pain. I could feel she was slowing down her breathing at the end of the day, or when I got her back into the car. And from there, that's what had to happen. All I could do was be there for her. And so this awareness aspect is also here, like the dog, not even 24 hours ago, probably like less than 12 hours ago. But all I'm saying is like I've cried enough already, and there's no need to be broken. And when I say that, this is the awareness of realizing that life has changed and that she changed me so much and she'll always be with me. And that's not this weird cope or anything. I will still notice thoughts, right? I'm not saying I won't have memories or thoughts, but when we're real honest about this, we have to see that awareness is the big picture game, and that life isn't about our knowledge, our memories, or ourselves. It's about the energy which we radiate on a moment to moment basis. And you know what? Having an animal that you deeply love will help teach you that. I'll tell you that. So, guys, forgive me for sort of this is what's on my plate, but at the same time, I do appreciate any of you who are strong and just here with me and learning at the same time. So, like, if you do want to learn more and if you resonate with anything that I've said here, just click the link in the description below and you'll get number one, your free premium 5-minute journaling prompts. And number two, access to my 12-page doc on how to end anxiety and create confidence. Those are both absolutely free. All you got to do is sign up with your email below in the description. So that's awesome. The third thing that you'll get is 2 to 4 new emails every week. Truly appreciate you guys and have a wonderful day.